Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello, hello, hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode.
Of Live,
Let
Thrive. What is up, Myka? Man.
I'm chilling, Stevie Stacks. How you doing?
Good. I'm excited to get back on the horse again and get another great episode in for our listeners. And this is episode 166 of your favorite Airbnb VRBO, Turo Lift Share Economy podcast in the world. And coming at you from Fort Worth and Arlington is Myka and Steve. And we are here to talk some shop.
What episode number we on?
166.
Dang.
That's a lot of episodes.
For real. So what you been on, Stevie Stacks? It's been a while, man.
Yeah, I've been doing the Argus Rentals property management thing, man. So we're Argus Rentals. Argus Rentals, hit us up, hit me up, 817-566-4777, and we'll get your property managed beautifully for you. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Me and Federico been doing some property management, got some more units for some more clients coming in the pipeline.
Okay.
And so 2 more starting up in the next week or so. And then we're going to have probably 5 more later this month, 5 more clients hopping on.
That's what's up.
Then we got 1 in Houston. So yeah, we're starting to grow, man. Starting to get the word
H-Town.
out there. H-Town. We love H-Town. It's a lot of money in H-Town. And so yeah, that's what we've been doing. And it's been a growing experience and a learning experience at that. But it's like I mean, when there's something going good and you're excited to wake up, excited to wake up. You're excited. You don't want to go to sleep early. You got, I could do a few more things. You know how it is. And I know we need sleep, but it's like I think Grant Cardone talked about it. That adrenaline will keep you from getting sleep. It'll keep you from, doing a lot of things. But it's just flowing through you because you're hitting marks. You're getting successful and stuff like that. So. That's what's going on. What about you?
Man, dude, same thing. Just hustling, man. I'm not as busy as you guys are right now. I'm kind of pushing on the gas, the brake a little bit. I just got back from Mexico. Beautiful,
Oh, nice.
By the way. Down
Where'd
in
you
Playa
go?
I was in Playa del Carmen.
Okay, cool.
It was real cool down there. Damn, I was actually thinking, how can we talk about moving down there? It's so nice. I talked to a lady, man. She had a 3-bed, 2-bath house, pays $600 a month. I was like, damn. They was
She's written it.
yeah, and she pretty much, paying $600 a month, and then she was like, man, it's cool. You ain't really got much to worry about. If you have a few passive incomes coming in, pay your little rent, go live on the beach. Go tacos every morning. We had some good ass shrimp tacos, shrimp wraps every morning. Oh man, I was loving it, dude. Man, I was really loving it. So I really had that trip to really sit back, kind of recoup. But only thing with that trip was I had just launched the 5 Dallas units. So we launched the 5, and then we went down to Mexico. So we had problems with a couple of guests. People getting towed.
Oh, they got towed.
Yeah, man, but they didn't follow the directions, so I'm still dealing with that guest because we actually had to get her review removed by Airbnb because she tried to extort us.
Oh, you have proof of that, of course.
Yeah. I don't talk to these people on the phone, none of that. I talk to them straight in apps, and she tried to extort us, man.
What? Pay for my towing, and I'll leave you a good. Won't leave you a bad review.
Kinda. She was like, "Hey, I was like, when she got towed, she sent a message, and I was like, where'd you park?" She said, "I parked in Visitors." I said, "Oh, okay." And I was like, take a picture where you parked so I can show it. And I was like, "Did you use the parking sticker?" She goes, "No, I didn't use it because I was parked in Visitor." I was like, "Okay," because I have a sign in there. If you park in Visitor, you don't need the parking sticker. So she starts kind of going off like, I have two kids under 2, and I got towed. And then she says, which I started feeling for her. And then she was like, and this apartment's in a bad neighborhood anyway. I'm like, oh, okay. And then like after she got her car, she then comes back and says, well, me and my husband were talking, and if you to take care of the tow charges, can you just give us another free night? I'm like, hold on, I thought we were in a bad neighborhood. So I was like, look, before I do that, I have to get with the tow company and the management company to see what happened. So I talked to the management company. They were like, the Hyundai Palisade, the blue one? I was like, yeah. They were like, oh, here's the picture of the tow. She wasn't parked in visitor parking, and she didn't have the sticker. And so they sent the picture, and then I sent the picture to her. And I was like, I'm sorry, we can't refund you, but because this is where you parked. She comes back and says, well, I thought that was visitor. And I'm like, and I sent a picture of a site plan with everything in it, right? And I'm like, I don't know how you thought that was visitor. And I posted the picture. And then I posted the picture. I'm like, hey, this was sent to you the first day of check-in, and here's where visitor parking is clearly marked. And where you park in the garage, it says you need a sticker. So she starts going off, and I told her we were going to refund her. So she leaves this really bad review. And so I just, what I did was like, look, I'm really feeling, me, usually I'd be like, whatever, keep it pushing. But I'm like, no, this lady didn't piss me off. So I called Airbnb, and it was within 2 minutes. I was like, look, man, this is what happened. 2 minutes, they had it removed. He was like, oh, yeah, I removed that for you.
Nice.
Like, yeah, 2 minutes. But I showed her, I literally said, you can go look at all the messages. I'm like, you can see she tried to extort us for a free night by saying she was parked in visitor. And she would never send me a picture where she was parked, which kind of threw up a red flag. I'm like, why don't you just show a picture where you parked if you parked, legally? And so now she's all over all of our social media is going off. She's on our Google. She left us a Google review. And then she's on Facebook right now. About an hour ago, she went off on Facebook on our ShareBnB page. So
how much is the tow? How much is towing nowadays? Like $400?
It cost her $200.
$200 for the
And
towing.
you break the rules, man. You got to pay.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
I gave you a parking sticker. You had a parking sticker. You didn't use it. You parked illegally. I don't know what to tell you. And Airbnb seen it, so they just did their thing. But other than that, man, everything's been good. We got the 5 units up, and we're working on the unit in Arkansas right now.
Nice.
So after that one, I'll go ahead.
Back to the towing incident. I mean, so now that like she's blowing you up on the social medias and all that stuff and Googles and bad reviews that way, do you think it would have been worth it to just give her another free night?
No.
Okay. I mean, just to not have bad reviews.
It got removed.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about for your Google reviews and your social media stuff like that. It don't matter.
Get those back up, man. I don't. You can't cater to people who break rules and try to extort people. She shouldn't even be. Honestly, I wouldn't even suggest her to anyone. Like, I wouldn't even want her staying in your place or the next host's place for doing stuff like that. And then you blatantly lied, right? You don't lie about it. Like, 'cause one dude just got towed yesterday, and we refunded him because he put the tow sticker in there, and the tow dude missed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we refunded him. See, stuff like that, I'll refund. And he showed it. He's like, dude, it was sitting right there. He took a picture of it, showed it. Cool, we refunded him.
And did they refund also?
Nah, man. I've been actually doing research on this. So to get tow companies, it's a thing called you pretty much got 14 days to take them to like tow court. Because I started doing, I'm like, okay, if these people are getting towed, but now I fixed the issue. But it's like a little thing you got to do with the tow company. It's within 14 days you can report a legal tow.
Oh wow!
But other than that, we fixed the issue, so it shouldn't happen anymore.
The only thing is that apartment complex don't play with the towing, man.
They don't.
That's kind of scary for me.
I know. So we had to be very specific from now on. We fixed the issue.
Where did he not see the stickers? What I'm wondering.
He put it in the dash. We leave double-sided tape for them to tape it to their window. But he put it in the dash because these tow trucks they don't get out the car anymore. What they do is they just flash a light, and if they don't see the orange reflection coming back at them, they just tow you.
Oh, orange reflection.
Mm-hmm.
So those stickers shine orange back at them?
Yeah, it's like a little orange sticker.
Oh, I see.
And if they don't see it, boom, you're gone. But I was like, look, put it in your mirror, in your window, so they see it, and then you won't get towed.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so this lady's tripping. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel like you should don't cater to guests like that, like, because she'll go do it to somebody else.
No, I understand all that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because a lot of hosts would, cater because they're afraid of a bad review and stuff like that. real quick on the towing, because it's funny because a place where we're doing Airbnb, it's from an individual. You know, it's like a condo. We're renting from an individual, medium-sized complex. And anyways, so everything's running smooth. We got long-term renters in there first, and then we turned it into Airbnb. It's kicking major ass for us. It's our arbitrage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then she told me that the complex started a new rule where they have you have to have those stickers on your car, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, those parking stickers, even in visitor parking spots.
Ooh.
And yeah, and in the reserved under the the covered parking, that you have to also have a sticker to park in your own spot. You know, she's like, man, I've been here for years and it's never told me to do that, blah blah blah. I don't know why they're tripping. And and also if there's visitors of the people, they have to have these little yellow visitor tags that you hang from your little hangers you hang from your rearview mirror. And so I was like, oh man, this came out of nowhere. You know, it wasn't a rule when we first started doing it, but I said, oh, I know what I'm gonna do, because I can't just trust leaving one sticker at the house and just having them, stick it on and off, and then someone's gonna lose the damn thing. So I went to Kinko's, or I'm not Kinko's, it's FedEx, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, I printed it. I told him to print out those clear ones, the clear stickers on the laminate sheet of paper. Yeah, you got it right there. See, I used to live in apartments.
Yeah.
Print like I print a buttload, and then you can put a whole bunch on one piece of paper, piece of laminate, and then chopped it there with their cutters and stuff, and then I chopped out those hangers for. So I have a whole bunch there.
Oh man, I didn't think about doing that. I was wasting time cutting them with scissors.
Oh, okay. They have the nice
cutter. Chopped them. Oh, you used the little thing there and chopped it.
Yeah, they have a good cutter
man,
there.
no, mahogany gonna be mad.
Yeah, your fingers will hurt after those scissors.
Yeah, your fingers be hurting. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, we should have just used the chopper. Okay.
Now for the hangers, yeah, you had to go in there and kind of cut a circle out, so it kind of, that's a lot of cutting. But so I've got all those on the counter there for the guests. I tell them, I have the tape there to tape it onto your thing, and the long term, actually it went into effect when the long term guest was still there, and he said, he did all that stuff, he never had a problem. He said honestly, I don't see any car. He was there for like a month. He said I don't see any cars here with any of that stuff on them, and I've never seen a tow truck. So maybe they're not too enforcing it right now.
Yeah, so what I did, I leave 2 stickers out for every guest, right? I have the cleaners leave 2 out, and we put the rest in the supply closet. Okay. And then what we tell them is, so we don't have to go get new stickers. We tell them, hey, you get charged $50 if you don't leave the sticker on the morning of checkout. So then they just leave the sticker.
Okay.
Yeah, and oh man, and by the way, with those hanger ones, you gotta holler at Norman. He created like 100 of them, but he did it in a way where they did it themselves. I think FedEx did it for him and cut the little hole in it for him and everything.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah, check that out because those hanger ones, those are pretty easy. But these ones, you gotta go and laminate them and everything. But the dude at FedEx, he was like, "Oh man, I can make those," and we gave him the stickers, and he just he just put them on the computer, put a page of them up.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, you just go over there, put it in a lamination machine, it'll look just like it." He already knew what we were trying to do, so it was pretty cool.
I did that a long time ago at some apartments I lived at.
For real?
Yeah, because one day, I guess they just implemented the parking rule, and then all my buddies got towed, that were visiting. So yeah, the next day I had that idea, go to FedEx and start printing out all these things, and it worked. They never messed with anybody again. But yeah, man. So towing, that's a big issue. We never really mentioned that on the show, and
that brings me to something, man, about arbitrages. Like, I've really noticed houses are easier and arbitrages require a lot more logistics. They really do. And I was just like, damn. But I mean, we're problem solvers. So we solve the problem. But that's why I'm like holding off on the arbitrage right now. And I'm just working on getting 7 more houses under me. Because I'm like, dude, these arbitrages, it's a lot of damn logistics. Like, you got to give them like in a house, it ain't much. Parking the damn driveway, you're done. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I actually just got 2 deals sent to me, but I'm holding off till I get this one up. But yeah, dude, it's a lot of logistics, especially with parking and things like that. So
I don't know if I mentioned it on the last show about about a certain management company dropping me. That I mentioned that on the last show.
Oh no!
We haven't done a me and you up in a while.
You talked to me about it.
Yeah. So
Because
that
we
was
haven't had a me and you up in a while, yo. Tell them what happened, Steve.
well, I've talked about this management company before on the show, and well, what happened is kind of crazy, because me and Federico, we got our Arches rentals going up and going. We started getting clients and stuff like that. And so I remember back in the day, this particular management company, which I've always had issues with, because they don't do the best job, whatever. And I'm not going to say their name, whatever. But anyways, so they started this like group chat just for all of the members to be a part of. I don't know why you do that. To me, I don't know if I'd want all my clients to be talking to each other and and stuff like that. But hey, whatever. If that's what they wanted to try, okay, cool. And I got on there, and so if an issue came up, of course I'd say, hey, what's going on with this, blah blah blah. I was vocal about things, and people got to know me on that, and they started reaching out to me, and so this is a few months ago, and they're like, hey, so do you think they're doing a good job, this and that? I was like, well, I told them my issues. Yeah, I don't think they're doing a good job too. And I said, yeah, well, I'm in the process of forming a management company of my own, because I've been doing Airbnb for a long time, and oh yeah, let us know when you get it started, kind of thing. We're messaging, on the DMs, and I'm like, yeah, I'll let you know when we get started, blah blah. Maybe in your future units, because I said, well, you're here with you're here with that company, you're tied. You're tied to that complex, right? So you can't. I said, so any of your future units that you get, or if I'm gonna find units for people too, I'll reach back out to you. Oh yeah, please do. Anyways, so like time passes by, and we got our management company up and running, and then and so I was like, oh yeah, I remember a few of those people from that group, reached out to me. I said, hey, by the way, my management company's up and running, and so I'm gonna start looking for units for people, and I could do management. Oh, that sounds great. Let's do a Zoom. All right, let's do a Zoom. And so did a Zoom with a couple of them from the group, and everything seemed like it went well. And like a couple of days later, I got kicked off the chat first. So I was gone from the chat, and I was like, it was just off of there. I couldn't communicate with any of the VAs or anything like that. I was like, oh, crap, what's going on? And so I reached out to the founder, the owner of that company, and no response. Ghosted. I'm calling. I'm like, I got to know what's going on, because I got guests coming in, guests coming out. I got to, if you're gonna drop me, let me know so I can start handling my business. And anyways, finally I get a response from the owner. They said, yeah, check your email. I sent you an email of what we're doing. We terminated services with you. At this time, a friend of ours, friend of the show, who's still under them technically, they're sending me screenshots of what they're putting out there. They're putting out there about me, saying Steve's no longer a part of this group. We're no longer representing him, and what did they say? They said something like be doing oh man, in other words, saying unethical. It made it sound worse. Like he's been doing unethical things. I'm like, oh, what the? Okay, that makes it sound worse. Anyways, so I read the email. She wrote a long ass email saying, we're dropping you, this and that, and it tagged the manager, the complex manager, on it too, saying, if you want to something. And she put some stupid stuff like, if you'd like to raise the price on him or something, they know that's on you, blah blah. Okay, now you're trying to get into my money. That's not cool. Oh. But anyways, a woman scorned, right? And anyways, so I reached out to that, the apartment complex, head honcho lady, and I told her, well, hey, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. I told her the same story I just told you. And she said, oh, I really don't like to get in the middle of these things, and so just let me know, if you're going to manage it or have someone else manage it. I was like, well, she asked me, well, you have a management company of your own. Why didn't you manage it? And I said, well, that company is tied to y'all, so that everybody has to go through them to get a place here. And she's like, no, they're not tied to us at all. He goes, we have people that manage their own units here. You don't need to go through them. just let me know. And I was like, oh, really? I was told that I had to go through them, and I signed the thing and everything. And so they were being untruthful from the very get-go, and I could have been managing my own, or my management company could have took it over. But it turned out a blessing in disguise, because I was able to get, cut free from there. And now I'm keeping all the profits, or my management company's keeping a little bit of it. And we're doing a better job, getting great reviews. My reviews are back up. And I didn't have to pay she didn't try to come after me for no fee or nothing like that. She tells people if they try to leave them early, they have to pay like $500 fee or something like crazy like that. But no, she just cut me loose and left me scrambling to I had to go figure out how to do the damn locks. And I had to do everything because they were handling all that stuff, right? I had to go YouTube and find out how to reprogram the thing so I can program my own codes. And it was just like, damn, what am I going to do? Find cleaners. I had to find cleaners real quick on Turnover. And
how did that go for you?
How did the cleaners
the cleaner
go?
part. Yeah.
That's still a work in progress. We have a badass cleaner. Shout out to Marky over there in Fort Worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she does an amazing job for us over there. But she lives in Fort Worth, and she's done some cleanings for us in Dallas, and she does an amazing job. But the thing is, she just can't get out there a lot because she has a lot of business over here, and so we've tried already like 3 different cleaners, and it's just been a.
Are you using the ones with the verified badge?
Federico's in charge of that. I will tell him that. Is that
Man, I got a badass cleaner off TurnoverBnB, but I got one with the verified badge who uploaded all her information. She had 5-star reviews. How many units you got in Dallas?
Right now we have 5 units in Dallas.
And I got 5, so that's 10. Maybe we can. I'll put you in. We got to sit down and talk after this. Maybe we can run a deal to use the same cleaner, possibly get a little discount or pay by the hour. So let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely need help with that.
Yeah. So
cleaner.
yeah. So I have a couple questions about that.
Yeah.
So they dropped you. They said it was unethical. Now, you're still in this complex?
So, I didn't even tell you. I said someone snitched me out from that Zoom conversation. That's what happened,
Correct.
Someone snitched me out to her, and that's when I got dropped. And yeah, that was the end. She said I was trying to poach her clients. So
Sounds like you were.
I meant for like future places they were going to get. I don't know how that's poaching their clients because they were still with them, and that's
that's poaching though, because you got to look at how they're gonna tell her that. By the way, Steve's over here telling us these future units. We can go ahead and go to him. I would say this: it is technically unethical, but you are growing your business, and you saw an opportunity. But I mean, just be careful. You know what I'm saying? Be careful because because remember, this business is about relationships, right?
Right.
So it is a bad relationship look, but I mean, it's one person, but I mean, that one person can have,
Yeah, I understand that. But to me, I was just reaching back out to the people that had reached out to me in the first place. That's how I saw it. It's not, and the ones that have been complaining to me that this management company's been doing a terrible job, this and that. They want to do it themselves or find somebody. I'm just supposed to let them suffer.
That's what I'm saying. You as a business opportunity, it was awesome. I mean, I don't know if I would have done it, but I see your business opportunity. Hey, they're saying they're unhappy, but I don't know, man.
I mean, I know it's funny. I mean, you go to Silicon Valley, they're always trying to poach talent from all the other companies, right? Google's and Facebook's and all them. They're trying to wine and dine and get them to come over to their side. I mean, it's whatever.
That's big business.
I'm not okay. I see your point, but it could have been handled differently from that person. I think. I mean, just cut somebody all together and leave them hanging. Then here you go. You couldn't reach out to me.
Don't say it like that. the person who snitched you out, how did they present? You got to know this. This is what I'm saying about relationships, because the person who told it, you don't know how they presented the information.
I heard some stuff. I heard some, yeah.
How did they present it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty emotionally, pretty like.
Yes. See, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
they might have went up and said, "Hey, Steve said he's got a company and he's doing better than you, and they're gonna take our units." It could sound something like that, depending on how they presented it. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, and I took the high road. After all that, I took the high road, and I felt like, because we were going back and forth a little bit. I was trying to explain to her my side of the story, and she said, "No. Well, they sent me some screenshots of blah blah," and I was like, I didn't say nothing. I was like, okay, cool. Okay, just let me know and how we can proceed. I could have said, oh, I got some screenshots for you too of those same people talking noise about you. You know, I could have went and got it real dirty, but I was like, man, screw this. I'm glad to be free from that, managing our own units and moving forward. Because it's just gonna start a big mud fight. You know, I was just like, because I could have, those same people that snitched or whatever were the ones that were talking noise about that management company in the first place. It's like, you sending screenshots? Okay, I could send some screenshots. But I just took the high road, man.
Yeah, there you go. Man, that's one of them sticky situations, though. Yeah, if they snitched you out and they're up here talking about they don't like the management company, I don't know. But I definitely, look, I'll say this. I definitely see the opportunity. It was a business opportunity all day. They're sitting there saying, "Hey, we ain't happy," but then they gonna go run back and tell it. I'm like, "Oh hell no! What kind of shit is this?"
Yeah. This one was
man, it's been a fun bumpy ride with us too. But by the way, shout out to our guy T Hope, best photographer in the DFW. If you need your photos taken, holla at your guy T Hope, coldest photographer in the game. But yeah. Like I said, I'm kind of pushing the brakes a little bit. I'm just doing this one house, and I'm trying to really go heavy on the buy side, and I'm implementing the profit first strategy right now as well. So definitely kind of slowing it up a bit.
So how did your setups go at the 5 units? How did the setups go? Like the
they
design
went good,
and everything.
Yeah, it took a while because I had to find someone to do it. But I went with Heba, BTAK Properties, BEITAK on Instagram. I went with Heba. She did them for us. We did them I think in about a week, she did all 5 really quick. We actually, after that, we got them all up, and it was a real smooth transition.
Okay, so she does the remote thing too. She orders everything and sends it over there to the units, or what?
She orders it and then she comes into town.
Oh, she came to town and did it.
Yeah, she came to town, and she hired a couple people out that weren't so good, so we actually had to put our heads together. And the reason why she's in my mastermind group, so one reason I was like really like we could all put our heads together and like kind of come up with different strategies to see how we could get it up. So it was real cool. But other than that, it was a real cool process. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone was new. She was new to doing it, and I've always been saying, like, we got to all put our heads together to see how we can have a setup crew come in and set everything up. One lesson, I'm gonna say lessons learned: stagger your leases. That's a lessons learned. I was just picking them up fast. Stagger your leases for sure. What else would I say? Stagger your leases. And I'm trying a few different things with these units. Like, I'm making them pet friendly, but I'm also providing pet amenities such as like dog kennels, treats, things like that. So I'm really excited. And these units are doing really well, man. They're doing really well. I think our average cost per night on the units is like $125 to $125 to like $180. So we're doing pretty good on that. But yeah, we're doing well. I'm liking these units.
About how much was like the setup and everything, the furniture and everything?
Total, we came in a little bit at about $8K per unit. Yeah, so it's about $8K per unit.
For
probably
one bedroom?
A little bit more after the setup. I would say let's round it up to about 9 to 10 per unit.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
you got to pay to play, right?
Yeah, you got to pay to play. So right now, that's why I'm like, I'm going to hold up, get everything paid off, and then just take a little dip a minute, get everything paid off, and then shoot everything back up, get this last one up. And then that's why the only thing I'm doing from here on out for a while anyway is buying. And I'm just doing the burst strategy on 7 more doors where I'm not spending any money on setup. Everything's a part of the BRRRR, a part of the rehab, and move that way, man.
How long of a lease do they let you sign for?
This one I think was 12 to 15 months, I believe, on all 5.
15? You did 15?
Yeah, I'll do as long as I can, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do places anymore let people do like 2-year leases? I wonder.
I haven't found 2-year, but I think you can negotiate it. I've seen the highest I've seen just with no negotiations is 18 months. But 2 years are common. You just got to negotiate it. You can negotiate a 2-year lease, especially if you're picking up multiple units.
Right, because that's the thing. Because you want to spend like $9,000 on furniture and setup, and then you want it longer. You want a longer lease, obviously.
Yeah. You can. What I would do. Well, my goal is to renew. But if I can't, I'll just take the furniture and just move somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That's the best part about it. You always think, though, I already have the furniture, so my startup cost ain't going to be there. I just got to move it somewhere else. Your startup cost is probably just moving fees.
Right.
Yeah, because they definitely want a longer lease on something like that.
Here's my thing. That what I really like about the management side is no more, for me, on my end, no more applications, no more management fees. No more applications, no more application fees, no more first months, last months, no more deposits, no more credit checks. I mean, it's like a beautiful thing, right? Someone else gets set up and running, don't have to pay no furniture, don't have to pay nothing, and they get it all set up, and I just make a chunk of the profit, and then it's been a great thing, and I wanna like. And I'm happy for my clients too. I'm gonna do whatever I can to get them in there at a good price and try to, get them profitable right away. That's the main goal, and get the guests to make, to love their stay, 5 stars all the way. That's the main goals, and it's cool. And arbitrage is cool too. You keep 80%, whatever. But I want to try to bring that mindset, and I need to get with it was Adam Johnson, right? Adam Johnson. The one that I'm sorry.
Regarding what?
Adam Johnson that came on our show. Is it Adam Johnson? Yeah, that came on our show, and he does the sub 2. Yes,
that's
and that to-do list. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because he put something powerful the other day. Well, a long time ago. I hadn't been on the socials in a while, but he put something pretty powerful. He said that he goes, I just bought, I bought like 30 homes in the last couple of years, and I haven't had one credit check done on me yet. And I was like, wow, because he does the subject too, he does it directly with the homeowner, and then they set it up, get the lawyer to do the documents, and boom, 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 and he has the house, in his name, and mortgage stays in the owner's name, and he fixes it up, puts it furnished, puts it on Airbnb, making money right away. It's like, without getting his, credit dinged or, checked or anything like that. And just using other people's resources and money to advance his business. And I was like, that's really cool. So you take that mindset into the purchasing game.
See, and that's why I really got to study sub 2, because I'm like, how do you get the equity?
I think what he does a lot too is his plan is he has an escape clause, if I remember correctly. Let's say he signs that subject to with that person for 5 years. He fixes it up, gets it rented out, gets it a rental, either long-term or Airbnb. And then before that 5-year mark, it's already, the house that he bought for $100,000 on paper is worth $200,000 or $150,000 now, because he put some equity into it, and then he sells it to someone else. He puts it up for sale.
Yeah, so he's not getting the equity.
No, he cashes out the equity. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the only reason I'm doing BRRRR, because unless somebody teaches me, how do you get the equity on a sub 2 deal?
He would either have, like you said, either sell it for a profit or finance out through a bank. I guess he would have to finance out through a bank. They
refi.
Yeah.
And I got to get with Adam Johnson and Michael Glaspie, because they're the sub 2 dudes I always listen to, and they always have the game on sub 2. Both of them have that military mindset about it too, man. They
Michael Glaspie's
Michael and Mike and yeah. Mike and Adam, they're the true, they're real and they understand it to that next level. So yeah, I definitely got to get, because that's my biggest question is like, how do you grab the equity? So that's why I've been doing the BRRRR, because I know how to grab the equity, sit on it, and then go to the next one. I'm just recycling the dollar. They're just recycling their knowledge, man. That's what I like about it. Just recycle your knowledge. Hey, go get another one. Go get another one. Go get another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Those are two things I do want to learn: is BRRRR and sub 2. I need to get a sub 2 book and sit down with Mike and Mike and Adam and pay them, to really learn it. So
yeah, man. It's another tool for the tool belt, and so that's a good thing. What else what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I had a question for you. So you are looking to move to the buying side?
Yes, yeah, that's the ultimate goal. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's really where I'm at now. I want to get like 7 more like houses to buy, and then I'll just be kind of chilling for a little minute, and then I'll just kind of chill, get a couple more,
Yeah. So you're taking a break from the arbitrage game?
Yeah, taking a little break. Yeah, and also I've been coming up with a bunch of LOs lines of credit. I just did my I got the HELOC approved from BBVA, but when they did the appraisal, they only gave me 37,000 instead of the 67. So I said, hell no, y'all got to run that back. So, and then and I sent them comps from my realtor, and they were like, okay, we'll redo the appraisal. So that I'm waiting for it takes like 2 to 3 weeks to redo the appraisal because they're going to actually come inside the house this time. So I'm waiting to hear back from that. So yeah, but yeah, I'll let y'all know how this BBVA HELOC goes.
Think about your cleaners. So you have a great cleaner. So you just use one cleaner for all 5 of your units then?
No. I have a backup. I have 3 backups. Let me actually tell you about the cleaning game, because man, that was shit.
It's rough.
Yeah. So what I do is I had a total of 4 cleaners starting off at these, right? I had a backup who was charging like way more than the other ones, but she doesn't do a job. So I made her the backup. Mm-hmm. And then I have one main one. We got her off turnover. We actually got our home cleaner here to be our house cleaner in Dallas. But what I knew immediately, because when we hired her, I was like, me and Mahogany were talking. I'm like, man, she's a hell of a cleaner. But I'm like, man, we're probably going to have to train her on the turnover. So the other day, like we had an issue yesterday or day before yesterday where, she was sitting there all day washing a blanket, right? And I'm like, why are you washing the blanket? Well, it's because the bad cleaner before didn't put the damn duvet cover on. She just put the didn't put the duvet on. So she just put the whole comforter on. So somebody spilled some on the comforter, but they didn't understand a turnover. They're sitting there washing this comforter over and over. And I'm like, you could just go in the closet, replace the comforter, put that one up, let it wash dry, put it back in the closet, because the next time you put it on, it's going to be in a duvet and they ain't going to see the stain. But we did charge their asses for the stain. But yeah, so it's certain things you got to train them on. But the one that's really good, she's on TurnoverBnB. But what it made me realize was that TurnoverBnB has really changed from how I've been using it, because you can make them upload pictures and they can't close the job until that picture's uploaded. So it's a lot of good things about TurnoverBnB that they have and they've implemented. So yeah, she's hell of a cleaner. Got a hell of a cleaner. And then my 2 backups, they'd be really good. They just need to learn certain things. And then the backup, I don't know what's going on with that. So yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, the main cleaner, she's been killing it.
That's good, man. And it's good to have, of course, you need the backups.
Yeah.
Oh man, what was I going to say? Oh, something to keep in mind if you're jumping from one PMS, like Smart BNB to another one or whatever, Logify, whatever you're doing, you're gonna try to jump from one to another. Be sure to check out I guess the way you would. This is what happened to us, and then you can tell me. Let me write something down too. I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
So one day, one morning, I guess Federico switched from one of the Logify to Smart BNB or something like that, and like at midnight or whatever, the last day, it canceled all of our cleanings. It canceled, and it was like right by it was when it was on a Sunday or something when all the turnover was going to happen, because it was linked to TurnoverBnB, and so once it expired and it was no longer our PMS,
Mm-hmm.
all the cleanings got canceled, and so we had cleaners. They're like, oh, I guess they canceled the cleanings, so they didn't. We're calling them, hey, I'm looking at the camera. It's getting a little late. Are y'all gonna go clean? Well, it says on the TurnoverBnB y'all canceled the cleanings, and I was like, what? And so we looked at TurnoverBnB, and it canceled all of the cleanings. So Frederico's scrambling, trying to get them back up, calling all the cleaners and this and that in Fort Worth and Dallas, and so I mean we got it done. I think maybe a guest had to wait a little bit, but it was yeah. So that could, I mean, if we had 100 units, that would have been a bad situation, right?
Yeah, because I did a similar switch. Me and Federico actually did this switch together. I cut SmartBnB, but SmartBnB is only my messaging. I was only using SmartBnB for messaging. And when people be calling SmartBnB a PMS, because you're the third or fourth person, if there's features on SmartBnB I'm missing, I thought it was just a messaging system.
Oh,
they have PMS features?
Federico handles that. So,
he does? Okay. I was just wondering because a lot of people are, but I had heard SmartBnBs hopping into the PMS side with like direct booking websites, thing like that. I talked to him after I canceled it, but I'll hop back over there later. But we switched all our messaging over to go straight through your porter. And so I had like double messages going through and stuff like that. Stuff was looking weird to the guests. So I kind of had to go back through and start shutting stuff off. But yeah, now we're 100% off SmartBnB, and or the timeshares, we just 100% use Airbnb. Only thing about Airbnb is they don't respond to inquiries. Auto respond to inquiries, which makes sense. But other than that, man, your porter will do it for the other units. So like when implementing a plot profit first, your goal is to start reducing expenses, which makes me think, dang, it was something you just said that made me think maybe I'm double paying for something. You guys said y'all switched from SmartBnB to something else.
I thought we went from Logify.
This is what it is. TurnoverBnB, you just made me think maybe I need to cancel TurnoverBnB. The only reason I don't want to cancel is because all my backup cleaners have access to it. But on your porter, there's a cleaners app.
Oh, nice.
So in your porter, you can put the cleaner inside of the cleaners portal and they can go in and see all the cleanings.
Right.
So, yeah, let me write that down. I need to look and see if if your porter has like a backup cleaning feature, because I might be double paying. Yeah.
So the big question I was going to ask you, and this came up. I was doing a chat with my clients, and Sarah, who's going to do the design for them. Do the design and actually, I'll get with you on the setup end, because if y'all were looking for someone to set up, my buddy who's currently not working. He's he can kind of do some stuff, do some things, and he knows how to turn an Allen wrench. So, a real good dude. I'll vouch for him. So, anyways, he's teaming up with Sarah to be their guy to put the things together, And they had similar bad luck, I guess, looking on Thumbtack and the other apps or whatever to find people. Is that
shit, man?
Is that where you were trying to find people?
TaskRabbit, holy hell! But yeah, go ahead.
Hitting up convicts or what?
Man, oh damn! Oh man, I'll tell you TaskRabbit in a minute. Go ahead with your story, and I'll tell you about TaskRabbit.
Okay, yeah. Get back to the setup. Anyway, so I was on it's actually a WhatsApp call, and with the two clients that are coming in, getting 2 units, and Sarah, and she's explaining how she's going to do everything and the ordering process and all the stuff and the design. And so they asked, I think it was what my client friend Marty, I think she asked, they're like right down the hallway from each other, right? It's 2 units over there in Dallas, and it's in the same complex, and it's a smaller complex, and it said like it's like a couple doors down from each other. She's like, I wonder if you can we can rent them out like together. Like if a big family comes through and they want to stay kind of close to each other, if we can rent them out as like one thing, or we have to rent them out like individually. And I was like, I think Sarah was like, she answered first. She's like, yeah, I think you can do that. You can you can make 3 different listings and then rent them one, individually one, or together. And I was like, that's a freaking good idea. It's kind of like it reminds me like if like when you rent out of your house, if you want to rent a 3-bedroom house, or you want to break it up individually, and so you would just have to make 3 different listings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how would you do it exactly?
You just make 3 different listings, link them all together.
And you just link them?
Yeah, I know. I know how to do it in Airbnb. It might be a struggle. I need to actually figure out how to do that in your reporter. But you can make 3 different listings and then just link them all together. And then just after they're linked, somebody books one, it'll block off the other 2. If somebody books one, it'll block off the one that has all 3. And then if somebody books where it's all 3, it blocks them all off. So you don't have double bookings. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. 'Cause, I mean, it's only 2 units.
Yeah.
It's only 2 units. So you still need 3 listings. One is a whole unit. One is like it would act as a 2-bedroom. And we'd explain to them it's right down the hallway. It's not exactly a 2-bedroom. It's just you can rent them both together for a certain price. Because I think that would make we see our friend or our client in Houston, man, he's the 2-bedroom unit over there in Houston's killing it, right? And so I'm like, if this thing, and Marty, my client friend, she was saying that she wanted them to look similar, so someone could rent them together if they wanted to. And I was like, that's not a bad idea.
Ooh, I have something to talk about on that. That's a good idea, actually.
It's a what?
Real good idea.
And why? Okay, why is that?
What you can do, like let's say you have a really, like Sarah does her damn good job designing, right? Mm-hmm. So if she designed 5 of them or 2 of them exactly alike, and they feel like they're coming into one listing like that helps it. But also, let's say somebody sees that one listing and they want it and it's booked, you can shoot them straight to the next listing. We actually did that with 3 of ours that we did in Dallas, and the other 2 are different. But they have the exact same floor plan.
Nice.
Also, it saves you on photography costs too.
You only have to shoot one?
Yeah, shoot like 1 or 2 of them, and then
reuse the that's a wow.
Yeah, and I've heard even Sean talk about doing that. Like he'll have some places out. He goes, and also what it does is you can scale it at a much faster rate because you just order 3 of the same of everything or whatever, or however many you need, and you scale it that way. And so the way I'm doing my house, I'm doing it a little bit different. And this will the way to kind of save y'all some money too. To cut out, I don't know if a designer will be okay with this, but this is what I'm doing, and I have a designer who's real close, so they'll do it for me. I'm ordering all the like operations items: mattresses, box springs, TVs, houseware, all that. I'm ordering that. I just ordered it last night. It came out to like $4,000. So I'm like, now, if all we're doing is ordering the operation stuff, you leave the like decor, 100% decor on them. Art, couches, headboards, however they want to color it, paint, whatever, it'll save you. Because then you'd be like, yo, my budget's $5,000, but you only got to buy, or $6,000, but you only got to buy the big items, the bed frames, the art, and the couches, and like the dining room tables. See what I'm saying? And then they come in with their Wayfair discount, might save you some money.
Nice.
Because when people give you setup prices, they aren't always accurate. And that's what I've noticed, because there's certain logistical things you have to order in order to make the short-term rental run. So if you order those items yourself, it comes out to a lot cheaper and the good thing about using Heba, she doesn't upcharge the furniture. Like with the furnitures, if this item's $50, she ain't going to charge you $60 for it. She's going to look at $50.
A lot of designers do that.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, I can cut that cost if I order some of the like if you order the main stuff yourself and then tell them, hey, you just go in and set it up, and then you charge me your design fee and for whatever else furniture you order, the big furniture. So that was one other way I could think to do it. And the stuff that the operation stuff, man, I got a whole spreadsheet of all the operation stuff, and it comes out to like $4,000.
That's a good idea.
To save if you want to save money. And that's what I'm doing from here on out. Any designer I talk to, I'm like, look, I order the big items. All you're doing is setting up and doing the design.
Yeah.
And the designer items. Nice.
Now you mentioned Sean earlier. I remember Federico's wondering if he should buy the pricing. He's like, I like. He's great a YouTuber, man. Sean, he's brilliant. And Federico started looking up. I wonder if I should do, buy his pricing module. And I was like, yeah, look it up. See if you want to do the module. And he's looking at different modules. And we even reached out to a friend of ours that's on, Sean's program. And Federico started sending me all these screenshots. He goes, man, I'm looking at Sean's units, man. He's got bad reviews everywhere. 3 stars, like averaging 3 point something, barely 4. I'm like,
I'm gonna give you some game on that too. I'm happy you brought that up.
Well, I'll tell you what we saw. There was the recurring theme. He's real strict. He doesn't let he gouges. I mean, I don't want to say gouges, but he nickels and dimes guests a lot. I see that, and that pisses them off. So he has he gets bad reviews for that, but that's his business model. What were you gonna say?
I've heard the same thing. But you know what I think that comes with? I think that comes with you need a lot of arbitrage units to really make it pop. Like if you listen to the last few guests who are doing these big ass houses and making doing $5-7 grand a month, they don't need as many units. So if you have that many units, logistically, you might end up with some bad reviews because it gets real hard to manage that many units, you know what I mean? And then keep a 5-star review rating. Like me, I'm not even a super host anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I ain't got no 3-star reviews everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it becomes a little bit more difficult to provide a 5-star review experience. That is why I like the big house model, because you can deck it out, get a better guest, and then you don't need as many units. Like, I'll say this. I know people in this industry that have 30 units. Matter of fact, check it out. I know a guy with 6 units who does 7 figures a year. With 6 units.
Wow.
He can provide a 5-star review experience with 6 units doing 7 figures a year. So, and this is why I'm kind of backing off arbitrages too. I'm like, to really do it in arbitrage, because you've listened to any arbitrager who's super uber successful, they got a shitload of units. But the ones who are super successful with a few units, you barely hear around. But I'll throw a name out there. Jay Massey. He kills it. But he gets targeted units that are going to produce a target cash flow so he can do more with less. Another person's Al Williamson. He can do more with less. So when you're in the arbitrage game, you're doing these apartment complexes, it's hard to provide a 5-star experience with a whole bunch of units. And I can even vouch for that from the timeshare perspective, but it's getting a lot better because of Federico. He knows what he's doing. I can even vouch for that. It's just like if you're at a Hilton, man, and you got how many customers coming in, 1,000 customers or so coming in a day. You can't give a 5-star review to all those. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna be pissed. So,
that makes sense.
On the pricing calculator side, it's a badass pricing system, and I use it.
Okay,
it is legit how he uses it.
Okay, cool.
I don't really do the nickel and diamond stuff, but his price per night strategy and how he sets up rule sets, by the course, it's game changing.
Cool. We'll check it out then.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up because we literally just talked about that on a call. Like,
oh yeah,
when you get all these damn arbitrage units, dude, it's kind of hard, and plus you need a lot. And when you're doing 1s and 2s, you need a lot more to be like real, not profitable, but to produce a bunch of cash flow. You need a lot more of them. That's why these people be having 60, 70, 100. And then that's when these last few guests in Atlanta, they really they opened my eyes. I'm like, dude, we need to be doing more with less. You got 10 units producing you 7,000 a month off one. So 10 times 7, 70K a month off.
Yeah. It's freaking amazing. And we've talked about that, getting like renting a house and making it really nice and just trying to pump out as much profit as one. The only thing that scares me, because I mean, obviously Dallas would be the choice, because most everywhere around here is residentially is banned. So Dallas would be a choice, but then now they're starting to talk about banning it in residential areas in Dallas and banning houses to do Airbnbs. And so another thing, Grand Prairie, but I was like, that's Dallas County. I don't know if they would just, they'd be the last domino to fall, which would suck, So it's kind of like, oh, we're going to spend like, 20 or 30 grand to make this house all badass. And then all of a sudden they ban Airbnb. Yeah, that would suck. But if you,
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up. That's another thing that's concerning, because Dallas is still on the fence. I know Atlanta is forcing everybody to get permits right now. But I mean, if they implement regulations, remember, regulations don't mean banned. Regulations really kind of mean less competition. So you have the professional host doing it. So, I mean, I would take that leap if you can. I'm trying to deck this one I got out right now. I'm trying to deck it out really nice. So its possibilities are out there.
Right. So one real quick, and we've talked about the August lock on the show before, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's come up, and for fans that don't know, listeners that don't know, the August lock, or the one that we were introduced to by our client over there in Houston. He said, "Yeah, I just went ahead and put an August lock." I said, "Oh, okay. What kind did you put?" And he said, "The one that goes behind, on the inside of the door, behind the deadbolts. He just attaches right to it." I said, "Oh, that's kind of cool." He sent me like a video of how it worked and stuff, and it said you don't need a Wi-Fi hub. It works directly with your Wi-Fi, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, "Oh, this is pretty freaking neat," especially complexes that don't want you to change the locks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it just it sits on the back of the deadbolt, and then when with Wi-Fi you can open it with your phone with an app, and it just it unlocks and locks your existing deadbolt. It's a beautiful thing. So that's pretty cool. That's we can control it. He put us on as owners, whatever, and we can control it over here. And so I was like, okay, first guess. I think first guess it worked really smooth. There was a couple hiccups. I think at like 2 a.m. one time the guest couldn't get in, right? Because I don't know, it was giving him some error on this phone, and I was like, and so me and Federico are waking up and trying to show him where we hid the lockbox. Hid the lockbox. Attached it to the gate because it's a lower level. We attached it to the little fence of the patio right there. We didn't want to have it on the door, and so he found the key and he was able to get in. No problem. And I said, we'll just use that key until we figure this issue out. And so we started telling our client, well, this is a great, it's a great idea, but I don't know, a lot of people, the next guest couldn't figure it out at all, right? They couldn't figure out how to download the app, couldn't figure out how to use it when they download the app. He couldn't put it on his wife's phone. It was just like, so actually our cleaner / boots on the ground over there in Houston, she said, you know what, I could just leave some keys on the inside, and when they get there, we can just open it for them with our access, and they can just use keys while they're there. I was like, shit, that's a great idea. Instead of having them go down to the bushes and get the lockbox, and I said, we'll just leave some keys inside. If whatever person arrives can't get in, we'll just boop, unlock it for them, and then they get in, now they have keys. So that worked for a minute, and then our client actually came up with an idea. He said, so you can buy like a little keypad that you can stick on the front of the door or somewhere beside the door, and people that don't want to mess with the August lock and put the app and everything, they just use the keypad. I was like, there, we found a workaround. So we had to so the August lock, you're already spending over $200 something. Then you got to buy the keypad to put on the front. It's expensive, but if you get it to work, it's really nice. And then another future client, we're looking for a place for him. He sent me this lock that he likes a lot. He said, I think I want to use this lock when we get a place, and it's a Schlage. And of course, you have to change out the lock. It's Wi-Fi. It doesn't need a hub, just like now August don't use a hub anymore, which that was an issue. And it works directly for the Wi-Fi, and it's a key code, and you can use a key on it. I was like, well, that's the best. Why use the August one if you can get that one for like 200? It's like $250 or $240, wherever you find it. So if you're gonna go ahead and have to buy that keypad anyways and use both, might as well just buy that Schlage lock that works with the Wi-Fi without a hub.
Schlage code.
Yes, that's the one. He sent me that one. I was like, that's a pretty cool lock. I wouldn't mind using that one if you want.
They just integrated with Your Porter too. So, but Your Porter's charging you to create a code, 99 cents a code or something like that. Oh man, they straight nickel and diamond, dog. I was like, what?
99 cents a code.
It's funny you bring up the August lock because the last episode with Kiera, she actually talked about the August lock, and she was like, what she did something similar to you. She gave him the keypad, and she also has a lockbox. Also, one thing she did say about the August lock, the reason why they did the lockbox is because, let's say the person's phone dies.
Can't get in.
So she was like, I had to think about that. So she said what she did was she has to just set their code as the last four of their phone number. What I do, that's why I use the remote lock 5i. I'm gonna tell you the pros of the remote lock 5i. The pros is it doesn't need a hub. It integrates with Airbnb, VRBO, and mail, and like it'll automatically email and send the code on platform as soon as they book. It'll send it on platform. The downfall, and I just installed one yesterday. I had my friend install one. The downfall is they're a bitch to set up. That's the only problem. They take like 30 minutes to set up, 30 minutes to sometime an hour to set up. But once they're up and running,
it's good to
they
go.
Barely ever fail.
And how much do they cost?
Shit, they're like $200 something. Yeah, probably as much as the August lock. But yeah, that was the issue I was hearing with the August lock was if that phone dies, they're done. Only thing is, if their phone dies, they probably can't get in contact with you either. So you ain't waking up. You ain't waking up at 2 a.m.
That's true. Actually,
that might be a saving point though.
How's that?
Shit, if your phone dead, you can't call the host. Shit.
You'll be sleeping in their car. You ain't getting a good review after that.
That ain't got nothing to do with you. If my phone dies, I can't get the code and I can't call the host. You have no idea it happened.
Now, that's true. Now you should tell that last guest about the keypad you can use now on the front. Put that on the front of the door.
That's what she said.
Cool.
She was using a keypad.
So she got one of those to put on the front.
Yeah, because she was because she was talking about like how you have to have safeties in place because it's a few things that can go wrong. But even at that, if someone was to lose the keys at one of the places, not lose the keys, but was to, even if their phone died on mine, they really couldn't get in. Because if they don't have the code, they don't have the code. So I guess, honestly, maybe somebody's phone dying really ain't a problem.
Yeah, they better go to their car and charge it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you have to... Yeah, maybe, shit, they ain't going to call you. They ain't got no damn phone. I just thought about that. Damn, maybe we creating problems.
So... Airbnb's on fire right now. Everybody's written like crazy. Everybody's traveling again. Did you get your shot?
Okay, so let me talk about the shot and traveling. By the way, Royal Caribbean, I would buy some of their stock if you haven't. They just announced vaccines optional cruises. So that's up and running. So when I was down in Mexico, to come back into the country, you have to get COVID tested. I don't know how legit those COVID tests are. I got mine on the main strip in Playa del Carmen. They're legit. But you can use it to get on the plane. But other than that, man, as far as traveling, Airbnb, travel is up. Traveling is moving. As far as like just, I kind of lost my train of thought.
The shot. You were talking about the shot.
The shot, traveling. Oh, yeah, Airbnb is on fire. The thing I was going to talk about with Airbnb being on fire, they're going to all these cities saying that they don't have a lot of hosts. And I was talking to our friend Will Slickers the other day. I was talking to him on Instagram, and he was talking about a few locations. And I was telling them the hot spots. I was like, man, honestly, these are the hot spots. Ain't nobody touching. And I don't really want to say them on the cast. But no, honestly, the hot spots where nobody's touching, and most people, I tell this anyway, ain't going to touch these spots. Because we were talking about the South, because he said he's about to be in Little Rock and Memphis and all that. I said, dude, I've been setting up. I said, bro, my eyes have been on Memphis for a long time. Only reason I'm not touching Memphis right now is because I-40 shut down because there's a crack in the bridge. Anywhere from Texarkana, Texas to Alabama needs units. Those are the hot spots. I've been telling people, like, those are the most driven through places, and nobody thinks you can make money there. That's your advantage.
Nice.
Ain't nobody going to none of them places trying to set up units because they're like, no, this ain't no. That's why I tell people, those people who want to go to the big city and do all that shit, keep doing it. Bro, like I don't really try to set up shop in like one of my targeted areas. I want to get into Memphis, and Memphis has a basketball team. They have
barbecues
in Memphis in May, all that. They have the event space to do it. So that's one of my, I've been targeting. Like I've been eyeing Memphis the whole time. I'm like, man, I got to get in Memphis. And it's cheap to buy.
So you're looking to buy over there?
Oh, yeah. Like places like that, I'm looking to buy all day.
Nice,
so
nice.
Like anywhere, Texarkana, Texas, East, hot spots.
Now let's talk. This just does remind me the places you're targeting, and we can talk about it on the show. We're minorities, right? So when you notice you have a certain demographic, I don't know. I would say, okay, what would I do if I knew it was mostly Hispanic staying at my places? What would you do if you have places where it's mostly African Americans staying at your places? Do you do anything different? Because I've heard from some people that are African American. They'll leave like shea butter. They leave like certain creams and lotions and stuff like that they know that their clientele will use. And is that a good thing or a bad thing, or what do you think?
I mean, if you know that's your target customer and that's what they want, yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you gauge that?
Well, my Ring doorbell tells me.
Like, how do you gauge that to? Well, yeah. I guess you could do it that way.
You see a trend. Who's booking your places? You're like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna, send some stuff out that they might enjoy.
And also,
I wouldn't have thought of that because I'm not, I'm not black. I don't know.
So what you leave out for the Hispanic guest?
See, you're gonna get us in trouble.
No, I mean, shit. That's why people love Live Let Thrive.
We keep it real. We can
shit, true. Talk about the shit they can't talk about.
We keep it real, man. At my house in Hearst, I had a lot of Hispanic guests. And we had our picture as the thing. And so a lot of Hispanics, Mexicans would like, oh, what's the stay there? It's a Mexican family, Mexican house. Yes. And I guess they love to barbecue, us, we like to barbecue. So I had a nice barbecue pit out back, had the charcoals and stuff like that, because I knew they're going to come to the house. They want to, cook out with their family. That's just a Mexican thing. Yeah. And then we had like stuff where they could, make their tortillas and stuff on the, just like a big, pan that they can make the tortillas and little things. Because we were Mexicans and we left a lot of our Mexican stuff there. Yeah. So I think that got us great reviews. I don't know. How would you, so like my places in Little Rock, they're highly decked out with African art. Okay. But everybody books it. We don't really get a targeted guest. But if we noticed that, I would say this, like, let's say you noticed a certain demographic coming in, right? And then you revamped your place to fit that target audience. I think that's a cool idea. But honestly, what I have really, really noticed is just what you said. People book based on the profile picture, and not only the place, but the profile picture has a lot to do with it. Especially when you're talking about African Americans, Hispanics, they're usually
we're just more comfortable booking with our own kind because we don't want no discrimination shit to pop off. I mean, it might happen. You know what I mean? So people be like,
Right.
fucking, you know. I mean, because and also one thing, I posted a video about this. Like, I honestly don't even travel in Airbnbs unless I'm going out of the country or I'm traveling as a group. And then I noticed when you do travel as a group, your options do get kind of dwindled down depending on where you're going. Like these hot destination spots like Orlando, might not find too many hosts like us with 7-bedroom homes. So that's what I also noticed as well. So, but most of those units are themed towards like Disney and stuff like that. But it's funny you talk about the profile picture because I was at a short-term rental dinner in Houston a couple weeks back. And it was a guy at the table. And he said he has complaints from another demographic of people due to where his place is, which is in a certain part of Houston. So he said, I said, man, so like, what's the area? He goes, they'll complain about stuff that's not even my problem. He was like, they'll say, hey, man, the neighbors were outside smoking weed. He's like, I can't fix that. I'm like, dude, you should just get with Airbnb to take that stuff down. But he said, yeah, but it keeps happening. Like they'll complain about what the neighbor's doing. Immediately that tells you who the hell's complaining. So what he was saying was he goes, I purposely used my profile, his own picture, personal profile picture to detour that type of guest. I had never heard that shit before, but I was like, I never thought about it like that.
So that guy, what is he?
He's black.
He's black, and he puts his picture on there to keep potheads away.
No, there's certain demographic of people that so they don't want to book.
Oh,
I was like, bro, I ain't never heard no shit like that. And he was like, yo, I did that because I kept getting bad reviews off stuff that he couldn't fix. He goes, but when people like me book, they don't have a problem. It's not their business. They ain't worried about what the neighbor doing. So, and I looked because that's why I love this industry because there's so many ways to think about things, right? Yeah. See, remember when we were first talking about the profile picture thing, we were like, well, we just want to invite everybody. And then we started noticing, well, if it's ourselves, just people that more likely look like us are going to book it.
Right.
So he used that same logic. But he was like, man, I kind of try to detour other people. Hey, it's how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's different strategies.
He put some Karen-deterrent on his unit.
Pretty much is what he was saying. By the way, the guy's a friend of the show. Hopefully he knows him. He knows who he is. So yeah.
That's genius, actually, man.
Yeah, because I mean, you even said it. You said when you had your picture up, you basically got Hispanics booking with you. You know, so.
It's funny you should mention the pot smoking because a buddy of mine told me a story. He said just today he told me the story. He's like, man, I went home and my wife's cleaning her daughter's room. You know, it's his stepdaughter and she's troubled, whatever. And he goes and she goes, what is this? Like rainbow gummies or whatever? He's like, oh, they're gummy bears. He grabbed them. He's like, started munching on them. And then he's like, these things taste funny. He's looking at it, man. He already ate a bunch of those things. He said he was gone, man. He said he's never been like that before. He wanted off the ride, man. And so he was trying to chill on his patio, just like, oh God, we'll make it stop. And he was just, you gotta be.
He ate them. He ate like
a
bunch
of them. Like he was munching on them. Then he's like noticed the weird taste, aftertaste. And edibles don't play, man. Edibles.
Yeah, the edibles. That's what the edibles do.
So anyways, yeah, watch out which gummies you eat. That's if you learned anything from this show.
And yeah, you can use your profile picture as repellent. So
Karen repellent.
I was like, dude, it was funny when he said this shit. I was just like, damn, I ain't never think of that, but I guess it works.
Oh man,
it's always fun. It's always a fun show, dude.
It's always a fun show. That's what people love about us. We keep it real.
Yeah,
keep it real. We talk about stuff you're not supposed to talk about. But hey, man, come on, come on. And it's all good. It's all we have fun on the show. We learn and we share and we live and let and thrive. That's what we do.
For real, facts, man. LLT. But yeah, man, thank y'all for continuing to tune in, man. It's been a minute since we've been able to hop in our studio together, but we did it. Remember, you can find us at Live Let Thrive on Instagram. Email us, liveletthrive@gmail.com. You can follow Myka Artist, Stephen Shea Suarez on Instagram. And yeah, thank y'all for continuing to listen to us, man. These episodes are always fun.
Hit me up. Argist Rentals. Argist is the largest.
I like that one. Yeah, but hit us up and yeah, thank you and continue to listen. Sorry if we sometimes get off topic, but we got to keep it 100. It's on topic.
Yeah. All right, man. Good seeing you.
All right, we are out.
Later.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.